This actually would have been quite a cool building if it didn't have a massive fucking cross-on advertisement on the front of it. Actually, it's not a cross-on advertisement. It's an ad for, I guess, a German kind of pastry. Still looks very out of place on this building, to be honest. It's a tasty pastry though. What is that in the distance there? You can see some statues with extremely long legs. Let me get a bit closer. I'm trying to avoid having a crowd in the shot, which might be a bit tricky. Maybe if I pivot over a little. Yes, there we go. That's how I avoid the crowds. Boom, they're leaving some lovely shadows as well on the floor because of the harsh sunlight, which I quite like. Get a bit closer. Get a portrait of these two giants. Let's get a picture of these train tracks. It looks so messy with all the like wires crisscrossing and stuff, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Also, it just looks like kind of structurally weak. It feels like a strong gust of wind and everything is just gonna get destroyed. But anyway, looks kind of cool. Let's move on. Ooh, kind of like the look of this church building, especially with a very textured building in the front. Gives us a bit of a cool composition there, I think. Maybe like this. I think this is the place, Sprinkenhof. I'm pretty sure this is on my list of places to visit / take a photo of. Also, love this little pocket of light. This looks really cool. Let me get a quick photo. I wish there was a person. If you watch any of my previous traveling videos, you'll know that my favorite travel sort of photography or media combination of gear is the Samyang 12mm F2.8 and the Tamron 17-70. Because when you're discovering a new place and you're kind of just strolling around, you're not really sure what kind of photos you're going to take, you're not going to be able to predict, oh, today I'm only going to take photos at, I don't know, 56mm or 85mm. So I want to have that flexibility to be able to sort of zoom out and zoom in whenever I want to. So for this shot, for example, this is a really famous kind of look-up shot here in Hamburg. And for it, I'm going to need a pretty wide lens. And for these specific moments, I bring my tiny little like wide angle lens with me. But for most of the day, for maybe 90% of the shots, it's going to be the Tamron. Look upwards. Ooh, that is really cool. I love that. Boom. This building is the Chili House, and it is probably the most pointy building I've ever seen in my life. I actually don't know what the architectural benefit is, because I honestly think it's a bit of an inefficient use of space. If you're living in one of those corner rooms, you're not going to have a lot of square meters to work with, but it does look cool when you take a photo of it. Right, I'm going to switch over to my other lens now. This is always my least favorite part about travel photography, which is why I use my zoom lens, because it minimizes the amount of times that I have to do this in public. And especially when you're traveling in maybe like a little bit more of a sketchy place, you don't want to like kneel down and open up your backpack that contains thousands of pounds worth of camera equipment every 10 minutes. So that's why I mostly use my zoom lens. Okay, I'm gonna stand right in front of this wall to get a perfect like straight on perspective. I'm going to zoom in to basically remove all the distractions around it, so that it's only this like weird wall of windows with no context. I quite like those photos sometimes because they kind of make you think, huh, I wonder where that is. I'll line myself up right here. It almost looks photoshopped because of how similar all the windows are. There's obviously small imperfections with like the blinds and stuff, but it's a pretty cool shot. Ooh, this is quite a cool perspective as well, you know. Nice one. Love a good high contrast silhouette shot. I think I got one. Yeah, nice. Okay, this is now the other courtyard. This is the courtyard of the Chili House, which is a bit smaller, so I wonder if I'm able to get away with using my Tamron. But if I lift you guys up a bit, you can see another very nice looking, cool, interesting piece of architecture. So, okay, the 17 isn't quite wide enough. Okay, yeah, the other look-up shot was a bit more interesting, to be honest, because just of the shapes, but this is also kind of neat. I'm glad I came. I love the look of this building here, the Spiegel office. Spiegel is like one of the newspapers here in Germany, and yeah, that's another one ticked off. I love the way the building looks with that, like, it looks like there's a chunk missing in the building. I'm trying to find another composition to shoot the Spiegel building that we just had a look at. I'm gonna cross over here under the bridge. Maybe I can shoot through one of these, but that's gonna be a bit tricky because I have to awkwardly stand in the middle of the road. Maybe through this one. Maybe here. Get low. There we go. Added a bit of foreground. Instantly spiced up the image. Let's check if it's in focus. All right, cool, let's move on. Yeah, I like these. Very, lots of shapes, lots of geometry. Let's take another close-up shot of the old Spiegel building. Classic. Pretty simple shot. I wish there was more clouds in the sky, to be honest. Blue sky is obviously very enjoyable when you're walking around. However, for photography, it's a little boring. You always want a couple of clouds in there because I feel like it just adds a bit of texture to the photo. Okay, we are now approaching the warehouse district here in Hamburg, aka Speicherstadt. Basically, Hamburg is very much known for its ports, its water. You know, the river Elbe is very much an integral part of the city. As part of that, you have these beautiful, beautiful views, just like here, of these sort of old storage facilities right next to the water. And now, this right here in front of us, the Wasserschloss, is actually a UNESCO heritage. So, I'm gonna try and snap a few photos here. You can see they've done some of these locks for couples. I'm gonna see how I can compose that. I quite like the idea of maybe using some of this as foreground. Although the light contrast is pretty strong, maybe I'm still able to capture it. There we go. I try to avoid these kinds of photos where you just take a picture of something straight on. It's obviously the simplest way to get what you want, which is a photo of your subject. However, I do always try to spice things up a bit by adding some framing, by adding some foreground and so on. I only just realized they got boys in Germany. I didn't know that. That's a very pleasant surprise. So, we're now going to try and void towards the, what's it called? Ah, the town hall, that's the word. The Rathaus, Hamburg. These streets are not made for voying. Oh, I do love the town hall. It is such a cool looking building. Just look at this. Look at the architecture there. Maybe I can get one of these retro looking buses in the foreground. This one looks better. I want this one. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to snap it. Right, super quick. Boom, snap the tourist right there. What else can I do? That's right, happy with that shot. Ooh, maybe the bus driver, you know. It's a little too dark to be able to tell. Yeah, probably not. Whoa, look at this. What an amazing building. It's quite a boring shot, to be honest. Maybe I'll try and look for some different framing in a bit. But first, it's lunchtime, and every single time I come home, I've got to eat my favorite German, well, is it really a German food? I don't really know. It's debatable. However, the Turkish kebabs that you can get in Germany are fucking incredible, and I eat them every single time I come. So, it's dinner time. Danke. Ciao. So good. I love it. Go. Let's zoom in a little bit more. It's quite a classic shot. It's a bit boring actually, I don't love it. What I do like though is that there's a Hamburg flag just in front of the town hall. If I can use one of these arches to maybe frame that city town hall thing in the background. Ooh, this might potentially work, you know. Step inside the town hall real quick. And then maybe, after I do the whole inside of it, maybe I'll try and fly my drone and get some top-down shots of this building. Whoa, it's beautiful. It's a bit overwhelming, I don't even know how to take a photo of this. Count as nudity if it's a statue. I hope I'm not going to get demonetized for these photos. I want to get both the statue in and the peak of the building, maybe like so, but I want to be zoomed in enough for it to look like more of a portrait. Ooh, I like that actually. If I'm not mistaken, this Parkhaus Sprinkenhof right here is a really cool photo spot because there's a very unique roof inside from what I saw online. It's locked. Right, how does one get into this park house? Oh, it's shut on a Sunday. That's interesting. Found the entry point for cars. I know it's closed, but like, it's not really against the law for me to, oh no, I can't go inside. Wait, that's so annoying. It's right here. Ah, fuck. What kind of parking house doesn't open on a fucking Sunday? That's ridiculous. Running because I saw a car try to exit from that side. Wait, maybe I can go inside. Awesome. In we are, and that is the roof. That's exactly what I wanted. Let's just hope I don't lock myself into this park house, because that would be less than ideal. Trying to zoom in a lot to make it a bit more abstract. When I first saw like a photo of this roof, I literally didn't know what I was looking at. I thought it was some architecture from outer space or something. I don't know. Just out of context, it just could be anything. And that's why I really wanted to come here today. While I'm here, I'm gonna do a quick wide angle shot as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've locked myself in. I don't think I can come out. That is crazy. For just a random park house to look this cool, honestly. It's GTFO. Okay, the gate that I entered through is now shut. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a parking ticket to scan here. I'm not going to brute force this gate open either. What could I do? Sweet, sweet freedom. I just want to go outside, let me out. Nur Notausgang. Well, I'm not gonna lie, this is a bit of an emergency. Ah, all right, we're out. Nice one. Okay, we're here on Holzbrücke, which translated means wooden bridge, even though it's clearly made out of stone. But there's a really cool photo that you can get here. You've got this lovely kind of curved leading line up towards the Elbphilharmonie. I don't know how to say it in English, but that fancy looking building over there. Gives me a little bit like Amsterdam vibes almost, with the buildings on either side of the water. It's bright sunlight is not the one. Everything's quite backlit and the sunlight's quite harsh, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. Unfortunately, this is the only day I'm able to head out and take photos this weekend, so we'll work with what we get.
And that was the first part of the Hamburg POV photography video. If you liked it, why not check out my Berlin video I made a while back. Also make sure to be on the lookout for the part 2 of this trip, where I managed to lose both my drone and about £1,000 in the span of 15 minutes.
What could go wrong? Come on, come on, come on. Please be somewhere around here. Was ist passiert?